Today in this video, the steps I took to get my dog to ride in the canoe. We just arrived at Swift Canoe and Kayak to pick up my new canoe. In the meantime, while you're waiting, while I go and get the canoe, I'll insert some videos of how we've been practicing without the canoe. Some unorthodox training on a little swing. Let's go, Matt! Let's go, Matt! That's a good dog. Good job. Stand. Stand. Stay. 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 Good practice for the canoe. All ready for the canoe. Yep. Okay, good job. We're now new owners of a Swift Prospector 14, and we can continue on with our training with Scout. In the meantime, on the way back, I'll insert a clip of what we've been doing to get her not to chase the fishing line. We want to get her used to fishing as well. Used to in the canoe and used to fishing, everything involved. Stay. Leave it, leave it. Leave it. Go, leave it, go, leave it, leave it, leave it. Leave it. Alright, before we get started with day one of training, let me give you a tour of the new Prospector 14. This one has the multi-height seat, so you can use it as a traditional paddling canoe, or you can lower it down for the kayak paddling position. Some of the extras I got the universal mounting package, so you can put any fishing gear or camera gear. Hopefully this time I won't have to put a tripod in the canoe anymore. And the carbon foot brace with the nice etched Swift marking on the front and the Swift marking on the back as well. And a nice touch to include the designer David Yost. Color I have is emerald, Swift on the side of the canoe in black with color matched skid plates. And also the Solo detachable cherry yoke. Hopefully you can see the tumble horn. Now for a weight test with the yoke inside. £32. Alright, time to get started. Day one training Scout in the canoe. Hopefully the previous steps will make this go a little smoother. I'm just gonna let the camera roll and I'll edit some of the stuff and I'll show you how it goes. It may take more than one day, but this is day one. After training her place training on the mat, I thought I could just throw the mat in the canoe and she would go right in there. But I was wrong. This new green canoe in her backyard needed some exploring before we could get started. In order to do that, we started playing some games. I used some of her favorite toys, throwing it in and out of the canoe, and getting her to have some fun, getting her to relax, and then eventually we could go over to the place training with the mat, and hopefully things would go smoother that way. Continuous play with some of her favorite toys finally got us to the point where she went into the canoe. From here we built on that, rewarding with treats, and continuing to play with her favorite toys.
Get it, Skill. Get it. Get it, Skill. Yes. Get it. Get it, Skill. Get it. Get it, Skill. Yes. Good job. Get it. Get it, Skill. Get it. Yes. Get it. Stay. Okay, okay, good job. Good job. Okay. Go back.
I continued on with the place training using the mat, positioning the mat in the front of the boat, the middle of the boat, and the back of the boat.
Scout, Matt. Yes. Good job, Scout, Matt. Good job, sit. Stay. Good job, Scout. Stay. Stay. Sit. Sit. Good job.
Okay, you ready, Scout? I got some of Scout's meal here. Time to take advantage of another training session. We're back again for dinner. Let's see if she remembers what she learned earlier in the afternoon. I think she caught on pretty quick. I'm going to give her the rest of her meal and she can eat it in the canoe. Looks like we're just about ready to try and give it a try on the water. Didn't take too long. Good start to the day. Day one went much smoother than I thought it was going to go. I think the key was training her with the mat, the place mat. That's going to help out a lot. She did pretty good. It's finally time to see if we can get Scout to ride in the canoe. We practiced without the canoe, some unconventional ways. We practiced in the backyard, and now we're going to try the water. Let's see how it goes. Good job. Let's go. So the first thing I started off with was to give her a little place refresher using the mat. Then multiple practice runs inside the canoe while the boat was only partially in the water. It's good to work with a hungry dog, and not all attempts are as graceful as others. Each successful placement was rewarded with a treat. Working front to back with a plan to gradually move the canoe into more and more water. The new smells and unfamiliar area did create some challenges. Some of the trickier parts of the training was when she was in the canoe and trying to move it. This could be combated with using a high reward treat. This is a slow process. Don't expect to move the whole boat all at once. Just a few inches each time and gradually moving more and more. Another thing that I've incorporated into her training is a release command. Hers is okay. Every time she goes to her mat, she has to wait for the release command before she can leave. After I give her the okay. And eventually we were able to get to the point where we were able to put the whole canoe in the water. Nothing too big here, just some short and sweet paddles to see how comfortable she is. We repeat these steps multiple times before we feel like we're time to make it around the lake. After many successful attempts, we were able to move on to the next step.
Okay, good job.
After she started showing off with some handstand twist entries, we were ready to tour the lake. Maybe not. Back again, baited with a treat for a second attempt. It's time to head in. It was a little rough going in the start. Things seem to be going okay now. I gave her a pull and chew in the canoe and it seemed to preoccupy her mind. I think the biggest recommendation is if you're going to try and train a dog, make sure you got lots of treats. Here we're gonna head back now. Good start to our canoe training. We all stayed dry, we didn't dunk. She's staying in the canoe. I think that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Good luck on all your training. Once again, if you wanna follow along with Scout's camping journey, consider subscribing. I'm Jay, that's Scout, and this is Jay's Way. Remind you to get outside and explore. See you next time.